Never a great sign when it starts like that. Turns out it was just a couple of tools rolling around in the case. G'day guys, welcome. If you're new to the channel, hello, thanks for coming along. This is a bit different, this one. This is another in the line of tools that will run on a Makita battery but are not made by Makita. This one I purchased myself. It was not sent to me by Banggood. I did buy it off Banggood. It is the dearest of any of the knockoff type tools I have tried. Although this one is a bit different in that Makita don't make a tool that looks quite like that. If you're after one at any point, there'll be a link down in the description below. So this one sort of intrigued me a bit because it looks like quite a cool little tool, and Makita do make a pruner. I may be wrong on this, but they only do, as far as I'm aware, a 36 volt one which has a cord which goes to a harness that you wear which has the batteries in, which somewhat defeats the purpose of a cordless tool in my opinion. But I mean, that's not so bad if all you're doing all day is pruning in an orchard situation, or you're pruning roses all day, 8 hours a day, that sort of thing. But if you want something for around the garden at home, then this sort of design is far, 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 far superior. So it's kind of like, hey Makita, why don't you turn the tables on these guys who seem to be copying your tools all the time and copy this. This is just looks like quite a cool design and is not as heavy in the back end where the battery is as I thought it would be. It's pretty well balanced. And if I put a slim battery on, a 1.5 or a 2 amp hour, it'll be pretty good. Like that, that is a very functional, usable weight for a pensioner to be using out in the garden on the weekend, or trimming their azaleas, or whatever it is that old people love growing in their garden. Now, as I say, I purchased this off Banggood. It was on special for $90 US with delivery to New Zealand. It worked out at $99 something US, so it's about 160 New Zealand dollars, so actually a pretty dear knockoff tool, but significantly cheaper than the Makita one. The Makita one is such a ridiculous price that it's offensive, to be frank. I love Makita, as I'm sure you know, but it is 10 times dearer than this. The bare tool in New Zealand is $1,600, and that's from a cheap place. And with a kit, you're paying up to $2,300 just to prune little tiny branches. Fuck me. So this will trim supposedly up to 30 mil. Makita one will do up to 33 mil. Let's turn the thing on. So to turn it on, pretty simple. Hold on the on button. On comes the light. See, now I had a different battery on earlier and it was green. So now that's red, so I'm guessing low on battery because I have stuck on this 1.5 which I had brought down to the garage from a torch upstairs which needed to be charged. So to activate it, once you've turned it on, you go doof doof. And there you've got 4 different, not speeds, but cutting widths on the blade. It's basically how far the blade will go back, from what I've learnt. The instructions are somewhat useless because they're written in a language I don't understand. So with a fully charged 5 amp hour battery, you'll see that the light is green. If I'm slurring my words, it's because it's late in the evening. I've had a few brewskis. We're having some fun down in the garage here playing with this new tool. So a couple of taps on the trigger and just activates it in the highest mode. The child in me finds that quite amusing and quite cool. Very satisfying. Very effortless. If it cuts like that, as smooth as that, I'll be super stoked. So if you change the settings here by pushing the button, so down to 1, it'll only open that far. So I guess that's for like trimming your toenails or something like that. Second position, a little bit wider. Third position, a little bit wider again. Fourth position. So I guess you'd only use these bottom ones if you wanted speed, really, if you're cutting small things and you just wanted to quickly whack through them without it opening up too far. I'll try that out over the next however long. and we'll see how it goes. It doesn't have any of the TPE overmolding. It is just plastic with a sort of stylized tree design, branch design on the handle. I'll pull it apart after I've used it. There you go, it turns off. Now it's sort of in safety mode. So if you just go like that, touch the trigger, nothing happens. You've got to go doof doof, quick succession, that activates it. Then you pull the trigger and away you go. Comes with a lanyard strappy thing, so you can hang it on yourself when you're out in the garden. A belt clip type design might be better for this sort of thing. Although you do sort of also have to be careful of that pointy end. I've got a whole lot of bamboo at the back that I want to trim, and cutting the bamboo is quite tricky because to get a big pair of loppers in there you need to open them up a long way, and then you can't get them in there to get the one you want because I only want to cut out the dead ones. So I'm hoping that this will do the job. Like I say, I only want to pick and choose which ones I take out, so I need something thin that can get in there, doof, chop, take out the one I want, and then move on to the next one. So I'm hoping that this is going to be honky-dory for that. And then once we've had a look at that, if it's still functioning after I've used it for a while, we'll open it up and we'll see what's in there because it's pretty small. See what makes it tick. Comes in a cheap, crappy plastic case that will hold the tool with the battery on. Full-size battery won't fit there or there, and a charger won't fit in there. I'm guessing they're double dipping this from something else. They just send the bare tool. Let's go use it. Then you can just whack through it and chop it up. This bamboo is basically the full size that you can get into this thing. It's 30mm approximately in diameter, and it cuts nice and easy. Use that for firewood, something like that, lighting your fire, having a barbecue, whatever, or just chop it up, throw it in your bin or on your compost heap. Nice and easy. Quick, easy, quiet. I love it. So we've got lots of birds, several of which are large parrots, which require a lot of greenery every day. You can pick out the choice bits of bamboo for our corella. During lockdown, I probably use this more than any other tool I have, even all my proper Makita stuff, because I use this every day for getting branches for the birds, and then I have to chop it up and shred it afterwards when they've finished with it, and super handy for that. Super handy to have just hanging on the side of the shredder, just to nip branches off so everything slides in nice and good. Parrots are very messy and wasteful. This is 1 week's worth of toys for them. I'll keep one of them happy for a few hours. Gotta go do the ones in there too. With the day's greenery installed, it is now time to install the parrot. bottom might be a little bit harder to take out with a pair of pruners. Might have to get the chainsaw out for that one. This has been a long one in the making. I got this pre-apocalypse. So I've had it like, I don't know, 9 months, something like that, 10 months. And I use it every day. Could do with a bit of a clean actually. The blades are getting a bit crusty on it there. It does have an oiling point, which I don't know if I mentioned earlier. I just watched the footage I filmed months and months ago, and I noticed I said I would take it apart, but I think we're running out of time for that, so I might do that in a future video, and I'll chuck that over on the other channel if you're interested. If you're not, I won't bother making it. Simple. This is my favourite of all of the, what I call Banggood Makita knockoffs. Although this one isn't really an exact knockoff, it is a great little tool. Makita, make this. Just rip off this, make it, you know, make it slightly better maybe, a little bit stronger. I don't know. This seems pretty good. I am happy with it, but something interesting has just happened, and yesterday I got in the mail this, which kind of sounds and feels like the one I edited in the video from months ago. So let's just have a quick look-see. Talon snips, who remembers these? Well, we'll talk about that in another one. What's it gonna be? Is it gonna be the same? Or am I gonna cut this out of the video? Oh, okay. I don't remember the other one being wrapped up like that. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. That is a rather crude wrapping, isn't it? Just get a whole lot of pallet wrap and just wrap the tool until it is totally entombed. I do believe this was manufactured in a plant that the workers smoke cigarettes quite a bit, because there's an overpowering waft of cigarette smoke. Well, my mother's going to be happy because I took this up and she had to play with it, and she giggled like a little schoolgirl. She absolutely loved it, thought it was the coolest thing ever. So, I guess that's Christmas sorted. Thanks, Banggood. You're a little bit late, but anyway. And I'll just reiterate the safety features. This has the best safety features of any of the Banggood tools that I have tried. You hold your finger down for 2 or 3 seconds and it turns on the green light. You then have to double trigger it to get it to fully activate, and then from then on it will work. And then those 4 lights will go off within about 10, 15, maybe 20 seconds. And then to activate it again, you have to do that double trigger again. So by far the best safety of any of these knockoff tools. I wasn't counting. I don't know how long it's been. There we go. So there we go. That's my favorite one of those tools. If you want one, down in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. I might pull it apart. If I do, I'll put it on the other channel. If you haven't already subscribed to the other channel, up in the corner there, I might, if I remember, or down in the description. It's definitely in the description. Okay, thanks. See you. Talon snips are back. If you're a Kiwi and you remember these, who remembers these from school?